Okay, Maddie. So today I'm just going to take you through a lower quarter screen. We're just going to do a basic examination of all of your lower half. Sound okay? Okay. So first I'm just going to start with observation of her posture. Do you want to actually look at me? Good. So I'm just looking all the way from head to toe, how her posture is. So I'm looking to make sure everything's in line with her plumb line. And she looks pretty good. She has a little bit of her forward head and a little bit of rounded shoulders, but nothing drastic. Then I'm going to. Sorry. We're also looking for like excessive lordosis or anything like that when we're looking at posture. Then I'm going to go into palpation. So first thing I'm going to do is, can you turn and look at that wall for me? Let's just do it this way. I'm going to palpate for her iliac crests. So feel there. And then I'm going to palpate her PSIS. Right there. Making sure everything's symmetrical. Any tenderness, anything like that. Do you have any symptoms when I press on that? Okay. Go ahead and look towards me. And then I'm going to get down here. And I'm going to palpate her ASIS. Any tenderness? Okay. Good. Then I'm going to actually just watch her walk. So if you just want to walk this way, I'll stand over here. Go ahead. Good. Turn around. And I'm looking for like Trendelenburg, any circumduction, any abnormalities with her gait. Then I'll go ahead and let's see. Let's do some functional tests next. So I'm going to have you go down into a squat for me. Good. That I was just looking to make sure that her posture with her squat and make sure everything's good there. Next is going to be a single leg stance, which typically I'll have them hold my hands for balance there, standing on one leg. Here's a good place to look for her Trendelenburg if she has one. She's good there. Nope. Next, can you just come up on your toes for me? Good. And then next I'll have her hold me. I'll have her go 1 foot in front of the other. Tandem stance there. Looking for any balance issues. Good. Go ahead and bring that foot back. Bring the next foot forward. A little bit off balance on that one, but she was able to correct it. Good. Go ahead and go back. Good. Then next we're going to go into some lumbar range of motion. So if you want to turn and look at the camera for me. So first we're going to do flexion. So can I just have you bend down and touch your toes? Good. And I can also measure that. We can also do repeated movements with that. So I could make her do that like 5 times and see if there's any symptoms or anything like that. Next we'll do extension. So I'm going to stabilize back here at her sacrum just to make her feel a little bit safe. Go ahead and lean back for me. Good. Perfect. Then I can do side bend. So I'm going to have you put your hands at your side and just go down to one side, keeping your hand against your thigh there. Good. And I want to make sure that she's staying level there. And she can do it to the other side. And I can measure that by using landmarks on her leg where her fingertips go. And I can also add overpressure with those. I don't really need to, but I can if I want to. Next we can go into a couple special tests. So the first one is going to be the quadrant test. So I'm going to have you go here and reach back towards the back of your knee here. Good. Do that on the other side. Any symptoms with that?
Nope.
Good. And then the repeated movements again. I can have her do that multiple times. I can have her do any of the range of motion multiple times too. Then I'm going to have you go ahead and sit up here for me. So I also like to check thoracic range of motion in this. So I'm going to block her here. Go ahead and cross your arms for me. Turn towards me. I can add overpressure. Then I'm going to switch sides. Go ahead and turn towards me. Overpressure. Any kind of symptoms. And then I can also palpate her PSIS from this angle. So I'm going to come behind her here. I'm going to get it down at her level just because it's easier for me. I can palpate the PSIS. Any pain or symptoms with that? Good. Okay. Then, while we're sitting here, I'm going to go ahead and go through her myotomes. So we're just going to, first, we're going to do L2. Go ahead and flex your knee up for me. Hold, don't let me push it down. Good. Go ahead and straighten your leg. And then bend it just slightly. Hold, don't let me push it down. Good. Bend your leg down, bring your toes towards your shin. That was L3. This is going to be L4. Hold, don't let me push it down. Good. Bring your big toe up towards your shin. Hold, don't let me push it down. That's L5. And then plantar flexion, push it down like a gas pedal. Hold, don't let me push it up. That's S1. Good. Then we're going to go into dermatomes. So for L3, that's going to be like medial side of her leg. And then I'm going to do it on both sides, and I'm going to have her tell me if it feels different one side or the other. I could also have her tell me that if that's what if that feels normal, or if that is kind of where she feels the lack of her sensation. So here, does that feel the same? Okay. And then I'm going to go, that was L3. Then I can do L4 is going to be the big toe. Does that feel the same? Then dorsum of the foot is going to be L5. Does that feel the same? And then posterior leg is going to be S1. Does that feel the same? Good. Okay, and then, let's see. I'm going to have you go ahead and lay flat for me. Actually, sit back up. I'm going to do reflexes. I don't have a reflex hammer on me, but so first we're going to do the patellar tendon reflex. That's going to be testing like L2 through L4. So if I had my reflex hammer, I would do it right here, and I would just whack, and then we should get a reflex where her leg should extend. Then the next one is going to be S1 reflex, which will be her Achilles tendon. So I can come back here. I can either kind of put a little bit of tension on that, or I can just let it hang, and then I can whack her Achilles, and then we should get a little bit of a pulse there. Now you can go ahead and lay flat for me. Yeah, shoot mine on your back. Thanks. We'll do that later. Okay, so let's do some hip range of motion. So first I'm just going to take her into flexion. See how well she does here. Passive range of motion. And then from here I can do hip internal and external rotation. I can do with overpressure here. So we're going to do external rotation, making sure to keep her at 90 there, and then I can do internal rotation. Got her stretching good there. And then relax. Let's see. While I'm thinking about it, sit back up for me so I don't forget. Let's do the Babinski and Clonus. So Clonus, for the purposes of this, I'm going to show up here so that way you can see. But I'm going to do a quick dorsiflexion, and then I'm looking for pulses into plantar flexion. So here, she's negative, nothing. And then for Babinski, we would have her relaxed again, and then I would take the end of my reflex hammer and kind of drag it along the bottom of her foot, and a positive would be the splaying of toes. Okay, now that I've got that, you can lay back down for me. So then we're going to go into some more special tests. So first one here is going to be a straight leg raise. So I'm going to raise it up. We're looking for any symptom reproduction there. Do you have any symptoms there? Good. While I'm up there, and I can actually do the contralateral straight leg raise as well. So it's the same thing. I'm just looking for any symptoms in the other leg. The best place to find symptoms and get a positive would be from 0 to 30 degrees. The further we go up, the more of a hamstring stretch we're getting, and that can be a false positive there. Next, I'm going to kind of take her into of the Patrick's test. So here it's kind of like an external rotation, kind of crossing it like a 4. And I'm going to apply pressure to her knee here, and then her opposite or contralateral ASIS. So apply pressure here. Any pain or symptoms with that? Okay. Relax. So if she had any pain or symptoms, if she had them in the front, that would be a positive for some groin issues. If she had them in the back there, that would be an SI issue. Next, let's see, did all that. We can do, I'm going to have you actually flip onto your stomach for me. And for this test, it's called the femoral nerve test. So I'm going to test here, take her knee into flexion. And again, we're kind of looking for the, looking out for the quad stretch. We don't want to get into that quad stretch. That could lead to some false positives. But we're looking for symptom reproduction here. Or do you have any symptoms with this? Okay, so she would get symptoms down the front of her leg there with the femoral nerve. Okay, relax. Good. And then the last thing I'm going to do is kind of our pablums, or our spring testing. So this, I'm going to stand up here. I'm going to, sorry, my hands are cold. I'm going to find her 12th rib. And then we're just going to do CPAs with this. So at about her 12th rib, which should be L1. So then I can just do a quick couple oscillations there. Move down. Looking for hypo, hyper, normal, or symptom reproduction. Any symptoms with that? Okay. L4. And then looking out for those iliac crests down here around L4, L5. Then we can also do this on the sacrum. So for this, we're going to put my fingers caudally towards her head, kind of place the palm of my hand on her sacrum. For me, I'm going to use 2 hands because I need a little bit more force, but just pressing down, giving a couple oscillations there. Hypo, hyper, normal, or symptom reproduction. Any symptoms? Okay. And that's our lower quarter screen.